Hey crew, John Jones here, and today for movie time we are going to be talking about the Netflix movie Triple Frontier. This movie stars Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaacs, Charlie Hunnam, and a few other guys I've already forgotten their names. Not to say that they were bad in this movie, I just don't remember their names off the top of my head. We do these movies raw. We do these videos raw here. So yeah, I want to talk about this movie. Actually, I saw it um, maybe a week ago or so, and just now getting a chance to sit down here and give a few of my thoughts on what I think about this movie. Um, I will definitely say going into it, I had um, one thought as far as what I was expecting this movie to be. And this movie actually ended up being fairly different than what I initially expected, which is something that I really appreciate. That sometimes there's a different movie hidden in the movie that you were, really planning to see. So I'm just gonna straight out spoil the movie here from here on out. I will say I enjoyed the movie. Surprisingly enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. Thought really I was just gonna sit down and watch a shoot 'em up, heist shoot 'em up, which there's enjoyment, but that's kind of a more of a mindless enjoyment, less of a thinking about what's gonna happen at the next turn type of enjoyment of a film. So I did enjoy the film. I would recommend if you have not seen it to see it. And yeah, so from here on out, I'm going to flat out spoil the rest of this movie. Okay, so the movie opens up. Charlie Hunnam's character is talking to uh, some soldiers, U.S. soldiers, who currently are still enlisted, but it seems that their enlistment is ending, and he's telling them, "Hey, don't sell out, don't go private, don't do it for the money. Like, continue to use your skills, for the government if you are going to continue down that path." Right. So he's giving that speech, and so right out of the gate, we already kind of see. Um, One side of a character that is going to grow and change and adjust while watching this movie. Um, so Oscar Isaac's character is down in South America, trying to turn some things around. Trying to get the innocent people out of the clutches of drug dealers and human traffickers and all the bad guys, basically, right, who are making tons of money off of the innocents, right? And we um, we see that his initial noble cause really isn't going the way that he wanted it to go. So he has devised a plan where um, he's going to take down this, if you want to say cartel leader, or however you'd like to phrase that, but the bad guy, the quote unquote bad guy of the movie. He's devised a plan to take this guy down, and so he goes back to recruit his buddies whom he served the military with, and so you know how a heist movie starts, right? You see some people with some motivations. There's a bad guy that someone needs to take down. All right, now it's time to recruit the team. So he goes, he does the whole recruit the team. All right, guys, I'm recruiting you. If you don't really want to do it, fine, I understand, but I'll just pay you to help me figure out what's the best way to do this heist, right? You gotta like slow walk them in, and so he slow walks the group in, and everyone has a slightly different personality. You got the thinker, and you got the bruiser, and you got the getaway man, and then you got the moral compass of the group, and you got the leader of the group and all this stuff, right? So you get the the 5-man squad, um, breakdown of your traditional heist movie. And I enjoy heist movies. So I was expecting to get, well, I was hoping that this would at least be a fun heist movie. Okay, so they go in, they do the reconnaissance, they get the information, they devise a plan on how they want to do it, and then doom, boosh, let's get paid. All right, let's get paid. Let's just do this. Let's get paid. We're gonna go in. We can do it quickly. We can get in. We can get out. We're not gonna hurt anybody. We're only gonna kill the one bad guy. We're not gonna kill anyone else. And you know, yes, this is illegal, but overall, we really haven't done anything super bad. Okay, we can live with the wrongdoings that we will do today if it goes according to plan. Okay, so in traditional form, heist movie never goes to plan, right? You're already expecting that part. So they get in, everything's going amazing. Like, oh my gosh, they get in the compound, the people are gone like they thought. You know, skeleton crew. They get through, they take down the skeleton crew, non-lethal. They had to shoot one guy in the leg, but he was still alive, right? You know, um, and then so they start searching for the money. They start searching for the bad guy. Doesn't seem like the bad guy's around, but they find the money. Actually, they found a whole lot more money than they thought they were going to find, right? And so this is slowly when the movie starts to go like, oh, if you guys just stick to the plan, like this might go well. Whole lot more money. So immediately, okay, well, we're getting the money, we're getting the money. Okay, it's time to go. No, man, we can get more money. We can get more money. Like, grab more money, fill up more bags, find more bags that we could fill up, you know, so we can carry more money. He's like, well, money's heavy, right? So a big plot device of the movie is how much money can we carry? How much money can we legitimately get out of this country, right? Without it slowing us down due to the weight, right? Due to the weight and the sheer fact that you have to then carry all of that money. So, so they were expecting, you know, what I think like 70, 80 million dollars is what they're gonna take. So they end up taking what 250 plus million. So they took more than double than what they were expecting, and so all of a sudden now they have to figure out how to get this money out, right? So so they take longer than expected. You know, they're like, oh, we had a hard start. Well, I added extra time. I was like, dude, we never missed a hard start. So you're already seeing character changes. Like you're already acting out of character because you're seeing this money and the money is changing you, right? Your ideas of how this can help me, how this can change my life. But the thing is like, dude, even if you walked out with 10 million each, right, which was kind of the original plan, you know, after paying off guys to help them and stuff like that, ancillary, you're still all going to walk out with about 10 million each. You put that on a trust, let most of that compound over time, it's going to pay you and your family for the rest of your lives, right? But sometimes we forget that, like, over a certain mark, you've hit that critical mass and really just need to get out, right? Just get out. We see it a lot in heist movies. Just get out, right? So Ben Affleck's character is the first who is just, you see the course of the movie, major changes, right? This money has changed how he chooses to approach this mission, how he chooses to interact with not only his teammates, but with others. He starts to get extremely cutthroat, you know, that killer instinct, basically, that protect the money at all costs instinct, which he definitely was not that guy in the beginning of the movie. And so they take too long to get out of the compound, you know. More bad guys show up. They end up having to get in a firefight to kill the bad guys. They don't kill the innocents, so they do get out of that part, you know, unscathed. You know, we see the small plane coming in. They're like, man, how can I get all this money on the small plane? You know, kind of a like, hey, the dominoes are already falling, right? So more and more things are going to go wrong, which is what you expect. But actually, this part doesn't go so wrong, right? They trick you with the plane. Helicopter shows up. They got to get the helicopter out with all this money, and so they need to take this helicopter over the Andes Mountains, right? So it's like, dude, just bury some of the money. You know what I mean? Bury some of it. Write down the coordinates. Come back some other time. You know what I mean? Come back some other time. Send a different crew to come get it. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, bury it. Hide that sucker. You know, you can always figure out a way to come back. But no, got to take it all at once. So they're in the mountains. Helicopter can't get over the peaks of the mountains because it's carrying all this extra weight from all this money, and so it's like, okay, well, we dumped the money. No, we don't dump the money. Okay, well, we try to go back and land. Oh, can't do that in time. Helicopter's going down. Crashes. Boom. All right. Now they're in some small village, in the middle of nowhere. I think they're in Peru. Maybe I could be wrong. South America. Um, Farms. Uh, they're in the mountains, and rightfully so. The poor villagers are there, like, what is in these bags? Man, y'all on our land. What's going on? Now here, they have $250 million, right? So they get into a gun standoff instead of just saying, you know what? How about we just give you a whole bag of money? Just take one whole bag of money for your entire village. $10 million for you guys. If you put your guns down now, you can have that whole bag of $10 million and just let us go, right? No, instead, pull out guns, people get shot, they kill some people. Now all of a sudden these villagers are mad. They still end up having to pay money to get out of there, which if they would have just paid the money out of the get-go, they probably would have not had the violence. You know what I mean? Like, dude, hey, we got all this crap, boom, 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 but you gonna give me 10 million? All right, we good, brother. We good. Go ahead, go ahead, do your thing. Hit the mules and all that stuff. So they kill some elderly people, but the leader of the village takes payoff for the families and for the farms and all the rest of that stuff. Payments for the mule, says you get safe passage. So then they leave, right? But of course, you kill people, and people want revenge. So they start trekking. They're on a small trail, smuggler's trail on the mountain, and then the rocks go out and a mule goes. Mule and a whole bag of money. It's like, see, look, now you just lost that money. If y'all would have gave that money to someone else, y'all would have made his journey easier. But it's like thinking in the moment. And there's always a thinker on the team, right? But for some reason, the thinker on the team is either always the one who is not thinking, right, when all the shit's hitting the fan, or no one listens to the thinker, even though he's the one that came up with the initial plan, right? It's always super backward stuff like that. So they're going, they're fighting, they're arguing, they're trying to code camp. So then they burn some money, so that way they don't have to freeze to death, which all makes sense, man. You guys got more money than you're ever gonna spend. Why not burn a little bit of it? Have some fun, stay warm. Next day, they get shot at. Oh man, who's shooting? Who's shooting? Who's shooting? It's like, oh man, of course, the villagers, right? There's some scorned people from the village coming to shoot. And these kids, they tracked them down for days, and clearly never expected to go home, right? The goal was to kill Ben Affleck's character, who ended up shooting the innocent people in their village. And they succeeded. They both died, but they succeeded. They killed Ben Affleck, boom, headshot right to the head, boom. And this is like closer than the movie, and you're just like, oh snap, okay, y'all serious? All right, just kill Ben Affleck out of a movie like that. Done. You know what I mean? And so now they're fighting amongst each other, like, oh, it was my fault, it's your fault, it's his fault, it's his fault, all his faults, right? So now they're trying to carry this money, but then also, they're soldiers, so no man left behind, so they got to take his body back home. So now they're carrying his body on top of all of this money, right? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And they get all the way up to essentially close to the beachfront, and the cartel group has a bunch of kids monitoring the beach to make sure they don't get away. And so they decide, okay, well, we're not gonna kill teenagers, so we're gonna dish the money, right? And it's one of those things where the journey has turned you into something that you're not, so you actually have to make the sacrifice in order to find your way back, right? It's one of those types of movies. And like I said, the movie really tries to send a message. It tries to say something. I figured that this movie would, hey, something's going to go wrong with the compound, and for the next, 40 minutes, it's just going to be a firefight back and forth. All right, there's a break. All right, nightfall. All right, there's a break. All right, daylight. Okay, we need to escape. All right, we kill everybody. Maybe one person dies. All right, we gotta. That's the movie I expect, right? But really, this movie is definitely trying to talk about how you, as an individual, can get yourself caught up into things that initially seems like it's worthwhile doing, right? And in order to change course, when things go awry, you have to look deep down inside yourself and change your actions and make sacrifices. That's going to allow you to do what's right and be that better person, right? Growing into the better version of you as an individual. And I would say at the end of the movie, we see that happen, right? They only make it out with $5 million, right? From 250 to $5 million, the $5 million they make it out with. And so they give all the $5 million to Ben Affleck's family, his wife and well, ex-wife and daughter. I think he might have two daughters, but we only see one of the daughters. Um, and they wash their hands of it, right? Because it's like this went so awry. We went against all of our principles. We lost our one of our best friends, and did a lot of things that we never would have done for this money. If it stays with us, it is going to continue to be that black mark, right? So you have to sacrifice it and take that bad and put it into good, right? You dump it in the good, so good comes back to you. And so the four of them, they go back to their lives, but Charlie Hunnam's character um, has the coordinates of where they stashed the money, which what I said like 40 minutes earlier before when they did it, like, dude, just stash most of this money and come back for it later, you know. So he has the coordinates of this gorge or whatever you want to call it that they stash all this money, and no one's ever going to find it, right? No one's ever going to end up going down there to find this money. So really, it's going to be sitting there if any of them go back. Now, if he ever actually does go back, I don't know, maybe. But basically, it does seem like he's like passing it. He's like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm washing my hands with this. You guys can do what you want. But hey, if you ever get an opportunity to use this for good in some fashion, here it is. And the movie ends there. But like I said, yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the twist. I enjoyed the direction, as far as where this movie went, and what the movie was trying to say. It's not like the greatest movie of all time type of deal. It's definitely rewatchable and definitely recommend if you haven't seen it. Um, but I like movies that have that message that I think it's trying to say, um, that if in your life you have gotten that noose tied around your neck, right? You've gotten yourself into a situation that you feel is destroying you or crushing you or ruining your relationships or your lifestyle or whatever. Um, at some point, you have to make the decision to just wash your hands of it, right? You say the buck stops here, I'm done with it, walk away, right? And a lot of times we are so unwilling to do that. We're like, oh, well, we invested all this time, we invested all this money, we invested all this sweat and all the rest of this stuff, right? We look at it as that walking away from something is somehow automatically a failure, right? And in most cases, continuing to do something that we know we should not continue to do is actually the real failure. You know what I mean? So knowing when to stop, knowing when to say no, knowing when to get out of that, bad relationship or bad job or something, whatever it is that's truly crushing you. It's turning you into a bad person. You know, um, it's having such a negative effect on your life that everything in your life, everything else around in your life, is also turning negative. You know what I mean? Um, the weeds are killing the plants. Killing the good flowers. And so when do you exit? Can you see it? Are you willing to see it? And then are you willing to make that hard decision? Because hard decisions, when it comes to change, hard decisions are necessary. And that's what this movie's trying to say. It's definitely trying to say that the hard decisions will be necessary. Will you be ready to make it when you need to make it? So, yeah, Triple Frontier, out on Netflix now. Definitely recommend taking a look. Really good movie. I enjoyed it personally, and I think that many who watch would probably enjoy it as well. So yeah, that is my review. Hey guys, click the like button if you liked it. Click the down like if you didn't like it. Subscribe to the channel. and see you in the next video.